Check this out, guys. 237 appointments booked on TikTok appointments. And out of those appointments in 1 month, Oscar wrote 45 final expense applications with an average of $71 a month per app, but there's more. He also wrote 47 ACA health insurance plans, and through that process of cross-selling, wrote an additional 10 life insurance plans. If you're interested in learning how to market on TikTok, which virtually nobody is doing, this is the video to watch. Hey, David Duford here with Oscar Gonzalez. We're here to talk about how to market successfully for insurance sales on all platforms on TikTok. Yes, you can sell insurance through generating leads on TikTok, and Oscar is going to give you the details on how to make that happen. So, Oscar, how you doing today?
I'm great, super busy, swamped, but fantastic, doing really great.
Best problem to have is too many people to see, right?
Always. Absolutely.
So I'm super excited today because this is unlike anything that we've seen in the insurance marketing world. Everybody and their mother is hot on Facebook, right? When it comes to the digital platform. And you're here to tell us, really to talk about a totally different platform that really nobody's using. And that's using TikTok to generate insurance leads at a very great price. So before we get in any of that, I'm curious to kind of start off. Tell us a little bit about your background, what led you into the insurance business.
Sure. So I've actually only been in insurance for a couple of years. My background is e-com. So back in about 2011, I started an e-com company where I was selling products through different affiliate websites like Groupon, Living Social. At that point, Amazon wasn't even a big player then. So it was a bunch of little sites. I sold products through there. And in doing so, over a course of really about a year or two in that business, I went from 0 sales to about 3 million a year in sales, all through ads, e-com product ads. And we're talking consumer goods. So everyday stuff, kitchen items, housewares, some apparel, and did that at a very large scale. In 2017, my business was featured in Inc. 5000 as one of the fastest growing e-com companies in the country. We got to the point where we were doing almost $6 million a year in sales. So it was a big operation. A few years ago, right before COVID hit, we were making some changes to the business, bringing different ownership into the business. I was ready to kind of move out of that position. And then COVID hit, everybody took a hit, the business took a hit. In that time frame, I needed something to do. I was in a good position, and a good friend of mine who's been in insurance for many years, who had been recruiting me for the whole time that I was in e-com, eventually got me, said, come on over, help me with the marketing that you have, help my agency. And so I did. I started working there, and I became his media buyer at an agency where he ran about 60 different agents, call centers out of the Dominican, Philippines, and I managed the media buying, all the data and everything that was being used to generate. And so I spent about a year or so doing that. And a year later, I decided, wow, I think I can really do this on my own. I can implement some of the strategies and things that I've learned, and let me take a shot at it. And so about a year later, I went out on my own with an agency, and my first open enrollment ACA. At this point, I had not started final expense. Last season, now we're talking about last open enrollment, I did close to 500 heads on ACA enrollments, all through. At that point, I was doing ads on Facebook and different mediums. And so through that success this year, just as I follow a lot of companies, right, I'm involved in stocks and a lot of that stuff. And so in seeing the shift in engagement from Facebook onto these other platforms, it was clear to me that over the course of the next 3 to 5 years, although Facebook users haven't dropped as much, the engagement has really gone down. And so you have, number one, that. Number two, you now have every company that before didn't know about Facebook or Facebook advertising is now involved, as well as every marketing company trying to push how to create these ads on Facebook. And so you're left with less eyeballs, more people trying to get to those eyeballs, which just equal higher cost on these leads. I decided to try my luck in TikTok, right? And I had a lot of video background from creating these 20, 30-second product video clip ads that I was doing. And I decided to use that same system and apply it to insurance leads on TikTok. I started doing that right when I started doing Final Expense, which when I really joined your agency and I came on board, my strategy at the time was I would start doing Final Expense because it would create cash flow for me to continue growing my ACA business. So that was really my intent on getting into Final Expense. Over the course of about a month or two, I created, a ton of video content. I created everything that I needed and I launched it very quickly. I mean, I started getting leads pouring in at $2, $3 a lead. And then here we are. What really happened is I understood that not only was I getting the volume of leads at the right cost, more importantly, the intent of the lead was much, much higher, right? So on TikTok, there's a higher barrier to entry when creating ads because it's video based. If you're not putting yourself on that video, you're going to hire and make a video. And so it's a little bit of a higher barrier to entry. And I don't think many people understand or realize, agents in particular, understand how many people are actually on TikTok, right? Especially that 50 and over. There's millions and millions of people on that platform right now.
I think that's the most surprising thing I've learned. Kind of just you and I have gone back and forth the last month or two. I'm looking at what you're doing. I cannot believe that old people are using TikTok. But you know what? It's funny. How old are you, Oscar?
I'm 41.
Yeah. So you remember when Facebook first started, it was just for college kids. Then it was for high schoolers. Then it was for everybody. And the joke was, nobody who's older than 40 or 50 uses it. Now, fast forward, who is the only people that use Facebook? Old people. So
Correct.
There is a process, I think, of getting, the seniors on board with these platforms because they're seeing their grandkids and probably their kids too use TikTok. And they're starting to naturally, as they will continually into the future for sure, gravitate to this platform. So I think while I am surprised about it, really shouldn't be, right? I mean, this is kind of what's happened with other platforms in the past.
It's really what happens, how each platform evolves. And so you can basically replicate that same steps and same process across every major social platform. Even more on TikTok, where it really started is you would start hearing how I heard really and started thinking about it was my mother-in-law, right, who's in her 60s, all of a sudden was making recipes from TikTok. I think that's where a lot of people older people started seeing it. It became something where older people start going to this platform not just for fun videos, but for actual educational purposes, very similar to YouTube. And in that same process, people are now seeing, okay, well, if I can figure out how to cook on TikTok and how to, live my life better and all these hack videos that are out there, I can also certainly find insurance, car insurance, all types of services and products on there.
This is kind of that zig when they zag moment. I mean, think about it. What does the general public think of TikTok users? They think Gen Z, maybe millennials, but they don't think of the older population. So it's likely a lot of the advertising right now is geared towards the younger population. I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, geared towards the younger population, which means, in a sense, if you're spending ad spend on targeting older Americans, there's probably not as much competition on TikTok as there is on Facebook, right? So the ad cost should be lower.
Correct. I mean, that's one of the, I think, key components in the success that I've been able to have and others that are using it. You don't have the large carriers, the large agencies that are dropping hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars a month on Facebook going into TikTok. They're just not doing it yet. They will. Right? They will. Once they start seeing it and once they start understanding, that will quickly shift. Right now is the time. I think you have a few years to not just build ads on TikTok, but build a presence, which is really what's most important. And what my goal is, and what I think every agent's goal should be, not just creating an ad, but building a real presence and marketing system on all of these social platforms. Obviously, we're talking about TikTok, but the biggest opportunity I feel right now is on the TikTok platform for sure.
Yeah, and I mentioned the kind of the ground floor opportunity here. I remember in 2015 or 16, Facebook started picking up for our market and Final Expense. And that was when you could get a local lead for $15 a piece. And it was pretty good quality. You can't do that nowadays. And on a retail basis, it's going to be closer to 30 to 40 bucks, depending on who you buy it from. And the point being, if you get good at this, guys, right now, you're going to be benefiting like Oscar. But if you don't, you look back 3 to 5 years and you're like, man, I remember when we could get them for a couple of bucks, you know, and now it's not like that. Plus, you don't have all that time to build that brand as the market moves to the more engagement that TikTok provides, because the engagement factor is just way more than Facebook, which I think is another thing. You mentioned that the leads you're getting off of TikTok are high intent. And what that means is they're just more engaged or more interested. They're more clearly wanting what it is that you're selling. Why is that the case on TikTok versus Facebook? Can you kind of go into that a little bit?
My idea on it is a couple. Number one, I think the main thing is there's not 1,000 agents hitting those people with that same ad. You go on Facebook, and I see it all the time because I'm a marketer, not just an agent. And so I'm constantly clicking on ads for insurance on there. I'm completely bombarded with these things. And agents know when you call a Facebook lead, if you can even get them on the phone right now, they're just getting bombarded left and right. They're filling out forms that they don't even remember filling out. It's just a bunch of stuff out there, you know, whereas in TikTok, you're not getting that much advertising to those people. And so what it leaves is an opportunity to target them. And then what I think second from that is the video concept. What you really see a lot of right now in the form of ads on Facebook are static, right? Just an image of the family or an old couple or a casket, you know, these things that are just like, it's been done. And so people, they go in one ear and they go out the other, right? They forget that they filled it out. They forget they saw a picture of a casket. And yeah, it might have hit a pain point at that very moment, but next day or 2 days later, they have no idea what that was. It's just another picture in the millions of pictures they saw on their feed 2 days ago. With video, you really have the opportunity to deliver the pain points over and over again through B-roll, through, you know, yourself being on that video. You capture that person a lot better. And so when you call that person, they remember. When my system automatically texts that person to confirm and set up that appointment, they remember, oh yeah, I saw you on the video. Oh yeah, you're the guy that was on the TikTok video. So it's important to know that yeah, I think the intent, the higher intent comes from one, video, and two, just not as many ads going to those same people.
I'll second this just from my experience on YouTube. Again, different platform, but still the fundamentals are the same. It's a video-based platform, and there really is nothing close to using video to create engagement and really a brand. I'm sure there are a lot of people, by the time they talk to you, they've looked at your other content, they feel a connection to you just naturally because they kind of see you and kind of your life. And by the time they talk to you, you have such an advantage over just a static ad where there's no real brand. It's just generic. Not that that doesn't work. It does work, but you miss out on a lot of advantages. So the video, that might worry some agents. Do you find that the video on TikTok has to be real corporate? Does it have to really produce? Is it better to have more kind of like, I don't know, slice of life, you know, just basically you and your iPhone? What's kind of good practices for the video?
So I use a combination of both, right? I think people really nowadays take more to a person using their iPhone and not a big production, not some big corporate video that you're laying out. I don't think people want to see that. You know, people want to connect with other people that are just living everyday life. And so I've made it a point to, my videos are a combination of B-roll, hitting and following good video structure, right? Pain points, who I am, delivering solutions. And so as long as you maintain that structure throughout your videos, it can be personal, it can just be you, it can be some B-roll. I use all of it because what I find is that, you know, it's good. People need to see how you're delivering that pain point, right? People want to see a family laughing, and it just hits home with them. And then at the same time, showing your face on that ad also helps. So I think a combination of it. Agents shouldn't be as nervous or as, you know, scared as some agents are to make a video and put it out there. I think what's most important, right, outside of making video ads is starting right on social, having your socials built. Start posting. You know, I just filmed a video for TikTok this morning. The last 2 days I've spent with my toddler in the hospital who's had 105-degree fever. And so I'm incorporating that in my video, you know, because it shows that I'm a real person. It shows that I'm here to help. And so it really builds on who you are.
And if you're nervous about doing video content, don't be. There's a lot of weird people that get over themselves and put the video content out and they do well. Look at me. Hey, I'm an introvert. I never imagined I'd be on YouTube or any video platform, and people just want to connect with real people, warts and all, as they say. What are some things to avoid using TikTok? Like, is there any kind of just general advice on what not to do when it comes to marketing and branding on TikTok?
There's two things, right? Number one, making content that's too long, right? Thinking that you need to fit an entire, 5-minute pitch into a video. You don't need that. You don't. It's about following how the platform is built, right? And the platform is really built in a way where you just need a hook, right, to catch the person in those first 3 to 5 seconds, and then give a few bits of information, call to action. So you find that a lot of people will go on TikTok and create these ads that are 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7-minute videos. They're gone. They're gone. And so I think that's number one. If you're going to create on TikTok, focus on creating short videos, focus on using editing of those videos, shorten them even more. Captions is a huge thing. You got to be using captions on all these videos that are out there. And then if you're going to create an ad on TikTok, it's very different from Facebook. Number one thing, don't target so much, right? TikTok, their algorithm is made in a way that if you leave a little bit of a door open, their algorithm finds the people that are most important and relevant to you and your business. And so don't over target on TikTok. Don't niche down the way you would on Facebook. And you can do that once you've built a solid base of ads that you maybe want to test. But when you're first starting out, it's important to cast a wide net and try to get as much data and as much views on these videos so that you can then optimize and build from there.
That's awesome. It's valuable advice too. What we want to wrap this up with is that Oscar has a course, a program that will actually take you A to Z through everything that he's doing right now to see success and to implement the same exact type of system on TikTok, not just from an ad creation standpoint, but from a branding standpoint. And I want Oscar to kind of talk about how that works briefly, what the benefits would be, and then kind of what next steps would be if you're interested in learning more.
I saw just this huge need, right? Being in your groups and seeing the hundreds of agents that are in there, and they're always looking for ways, and how do I advertise? How do I do this? How do I do that? I saw a real need for it. And myself, not being in this industry for a long time, I went through the same things that a lot of these agents are now going through or have been going through. And that is that you buy a course, you buy it done for you, buy whatever marketing plan or program you get into. They provide you one thing and that's it. And you're on your own and you got to figure it out from there. So when I developed this course, I wanted to make sure that it tackled what I went through myself. And I know that it's what agents are going through, and that you need something, right? Because not all of us are marketing experts. So you need something to get started and get leads in the system and get you on the phones, get you selling, get you pitching, right? That's number one. From there, you can build everything else. But if you don't have opportunities, if you don't have leads to call, you're just going to spiral down into a deeper hole. And so number one, how do we get leads immediately, right? And so we created this course that's basically a turnkey solution. The program, we go in, we create your TikTok business page, your ads page, we create video ads, the creative, the copy. We set up everything for you, where all you need to do is then come in, fund your ad account, hit publish, and leads are in. They're connected directly to a CRM that has workflows, automations. The second that lead form comes into your CRM, the system will automatically text and start reaching out to that person to try to book an appointment. That's basically what I do. I'm hardly calling right now any of these leads that come in. I just go through booked appointments and follow up with them. And so that's what this program does. However, more importantly than that is what happens after that, right? Because with video and static ads, they're going to die out, right? So at some point you need fresh content. At some point you need to create a new ad. One ad just doesn't work. And so what this program will do is an ongoing service that will provide the agent with fresh video content, whether they're doing Medicare, final expense, ACA, life insurance, whatever their line of insurance is, they're going to receive fresh content every month to build more ads and to refresh those creatives. Secondly, I wanted to make sure that I was delivering, again, more than just a turnkey solution, because this is a foundation that an agent can use to build a marketing system, right? And that's branding themselves, retargeting, how to properly, sell and go after these leads as they come in. And so my idea is to have this turnkey solution. There's going to be several options for agents to come on board. From there, it's ongoing. I'll be providing live sessions on a weekly basis to agents, discussing up and coming trends in TikTok, branding yourself, including yourself in these videos. And so it's an ongoing system that I'm creating that I use every single day, and that I will continue to use as I'm building my agency and my business.
It's not a one and done deal. We're talking about ongoing support. And this is really important when you're putting together any sort of self-generation style approach to marketing, is getting the support after the sale, because things change. Look at Facebook a couple years ago. There was the big iPhone update that changed how you targeted people. And, you need to have somebody in your corner who's doing it and can provide you relevant information. So that's a really good additional benefit.
It's just important, right? When somebody, the way I look at an ad, when you're creating self-generated ads, so you need to get to a point where you have, 1, 2, 3, 4 ads running, and the ones that work, you're copying those ads, right? And making different ads of that. Eventually, where you want to be is in the next, if you implement this system 3-6 months later, you want to have a tree of ads, right? That you've tested all kinds of different things, and you're getting leads from all these different ads that are running. That's when you will sit back and go, wow, I actually have a marketing system, not just one ad running that's going to dry out, or chasing lead companies and paying high costs. One very important thing is that I think part of the success in lead gen is the ability to generate the leads at a low cost, right? Because you're still going to get people that don't show up. You're still going to get people that don't close. And so those numbers are the numbers. It's the cost of doing business. What's important is, can you get more leads for that lower cost, so that you can get to more of the people that actually need you, that actually want the help that you can provide them. And so that's all you're looking for when you're building lead gen, right? People need to remember that. You're always going to get people hang up. You're always going to get people not show up. But if you're getting a good cost per lead and you're able to generate volume of that, you're never going to worry about the 5 people that didn't pick up or the 3 people that didn't show up. I don't care. I could care less about the people that don't show up to my appointments, because there's 20, 30, 40 leads coming in on a daily every 2 days. And so that's the concept that everybody should have mindset moving forward into this.
Yeah, there's strength in numbers, as they say, in the lead side of things. So, and that's what's great about this, is the volume's there at an affordable price, because this is really I think it's a ground floor opportunity for sure. Oscar, appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and hope to see a lot of people in the course.
But wait, before you go, I forgot to tell you what website to go to in order to look more into how Oscar's course works. So here is the link. Follow this exact link to get more information on Oscar's course and see if it's right for you. You need to go to scalemytiktok.com/DeFord. We've got a limited time discount set up, so please use that exact link, scalemytiktok.com/DeFord. I'll put the link below so you can just click it either in the description box or the comment will be pinned to the top. So there you have it. Go check it out. This is super cool. There's nothing like this out here, guys. You're going to definitely want to jump on this sooner than later.